Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout, or use the link down below. It'll apply it automatically to the transaction and help support the channel a lot. Thank you. Am I the a-hole for pursuing my dreams instead of getting a stable job while my pregnant wife worries about money? Throwaway account. 8 months ago, my life threw me a curveball. On the same day, I got laid off from a job of 5 years I absolutely despised, and found out that my wife is pregnant with our second child. My wife knows how much I loathed that job, and despite the good pay, it was soul-crushing. For 15 years, each day felt worse than the last, and it took a serious toll on my mental health. I started having some pretty dark thoughts, and I knew that I couldn't go back. I remember my own father coming home miserable every day, drowning his sorrows in alcohol, and I refused to let that be my legacy with my kids. A few months before our first child was born, I had a light bulb moment and started a simple business. To my surprise, it went viral pretty quickly. While it's not making enough to support us, it's a successful by any measure. And I absolutely love it. It's creative, fun, and genuinely makes me happy. I don't have a background in business, so I'm learning as I go. Maybe there's more that I could be doing to improve our situation, and I'm open to suggestions. So when I got laid off, I thought, why not give this a real shot? I have like 50 more ideas like this. So far, I've been able to launch a new business every month, no viral hits yet, but I'm giving it my all. Plus, I've taken over all of the household duties. Waking up with our kids, cooking, cleaning, shopping, you name it. My wife, being the amazing person she is, agreed to let me chase this dream for a bit and went back to work full-time. She'd been working part-time from home since our first was born. Now that she is in her 3rd trimester, tensions are rising. We are fighting more, and she is understandably worried about money. She's starting to resent me and how happy I've become while she's so stressed. We have savings that aren't in danger of losing our home or going hungry, but we do need to budget carefully. My wife thinks my deadline has passed, but we never actually set a hard deadline, and if things don't pick up in the next few months, I'll start looking for other options. Maybe something different, even if it pays less. She wasn't a huge fan of this idea. Am I the a-hole for not immediately finding another job instead of pursuing my objects at this time? I don't want to shirk my responsibilities to my family, but after years of misery, I feel like I deserve a chance to find happiness in my work. The timing isn't ideal, but I figured it would only get harder to try later on. My wife thinks my deadline has passed, but I said we never actually set a hard deadline, and if things don't pick up in the next few months, I'll start looking for other options, a year max. Maybe even find a job that's less soul-sucking, even if it pays less. She wasn't a huge fan of the idea and thinks that I should just bite the bullet and find something that maybe try again later. I don't know if I'm being overly selfish and a jerk, or for being so internally resistant to that, at least for now. So, am I the a-hole? Yeah, I would say you're being a little bit of an a-hole to both you and your kids, because yes, I can very much understand wanting to go after a type of dream job of things, dropping everything you're doing and making it so that whatever that dream is currently your only source of income, probably is not the best idea. There's nothing wrong with pursuing it on the side. Like a lot of content creators, when they make videos a lot of the time, they still have a main line of work. I mean, like for myself, I'm always saying that I work retail job. That's because I know that that retail job is a consistent source of income, whereas streaming and making content creation, while it can yield either a higher or lower one, it is not consistent. It is not something that is surefire way to maintain an income in the future. So it's always good to, if you want to pursue these things, have it be as a side thing. If it then starts to pick up, then yes, you can focus a little more on that, but until then, make sure that you're able to put food on your table. There are some sacrifices that you do have to make when you become a parent, and this person having baby 2 on the way and still wanting to have this dream job be their sole source of income is not the best idea. Am I the a-hole for making my relatives think that I'm ashamed of them? Hi, I am 20F and am in a South American country. My whole life, people have teased me because I look a little bit indigenous. Not that much, but I have some features that are associated with that. I'm the only one of my siblings that looks that much like it, though some of them are occasionally teased about it too. I used to try hard to disguise it, but I've accepted that now that's how I look. These days, when someone teases me about it, I just tell them to F off or tease them back. I was chatting with my grandmother, Vivian, 73, I think, and she's my dad's mom, and we are forced to come over to visit her from time to time. I was complaining about the way I look, and she just rolled her eyes at me. She said that of course I look like this since my mom's parents were both indigenous, and that I knew that. To be honest, my mom is long gone, and sometimes I forget that her side of the family exists. I was curious and asked about them, and Vivian brushed me off, said that she didn't know that much, but she could take me to them if I wanted to. Today was a holiday, so we went today. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was just curious. Anyways, her employee takes us to a village that was pretty close to us, and after asking around a bit, I figured that though my mom's parents died a very long time ago, there were still a lot of relatives like aunts and uncles around. They were pretty excited to see me, I thought. But when my mom's aunt made a comment that she was glad that the blood was strong and remained in me, I made a joke that was along the lines of, unfortunately, I could have looked like a Nordic princess like my sisters, but I'm stuck looking like you. And thought they were finding it funny, but eventually the mood got pretty heavy, and Vivian basically dragged me out of there. When I got home, Vivian scolded me pretty heavily for being rude, and said that I gave the impression to my relatives that I was ashamed of them. I told the story to my boyfriend, and he is on Vivian's side and wants me to apologize. My siblings think I'm on the right, though most of them think I shouldn't have gone to see them in the first place, and that they don't know how to take a joke if this offends them. Vivian and my boyfriend both think that I should apologize for what I said, and she said that my actions were despicable and left her mortified, and that if I didn't make it right, she wouldn't take me back there and wouldn't give me an allowance anymore. I was just making a joke. Am I the a-hole here? Yes, you know, because it's totally normal to make a joke where you say that, oh yeah, I'm sorry that I look like you. Oh yeah, sorry, so you mean to tell me that I could have looked like this, but instead I'm stuck looking like you? Yeah, that totally doesn't say hee hee ha ha, don't worry, it's just a prank, bro. I told my stepsister that I have feelings for her. She sent the text to our parents. I'm basically kicked out of the family. Where do I begin? Well, so far you're off to a wonderful start. I guess some background is necessary. Stepsister and I are both in our 40s. Our parents met and married when we were both in our 20s. Both of us are attractive and attracted to each other, but have never said anything to each other or acted on these feelings. Over the years, we've developed a healthy relationship, but there has always been a little bit of this kind of tension. We don't see each other very often, family functions every few months. She is married, I am divorced, and have a girlfriend. A few months ago, we were all at a party thrown by my stepsister. She looked beautiful, and I told her so. When the guests had mostly left, and I was sitting at a table with my girlfriend, my stepsister walked over to me, thanked me for being here, took my face in her hands, and gave me a big kiss on the lips. Then without a word, she walked away out of the room. My girlfriend and I were both shocked. It was a closed-mouthed kiss, but it was full of feelings. Since then, I have seen my stepsister twice. Once at a family function, where we both well-behaved, and the other time was this past weekend. There is where I messed up. We were at a party, but her husband and girlfriend were not there. I was working at the party, and she was a guest. She asked me if we could put her things, coat and purse, with my things, behind where I was standing at night. Of course, I said it was fine. Throughout the 3 hours we were there, she squeezed past me to get to her things a few times, and when she did so, she grabbed my butt. She gave me a sly smile and a wink each time, which I returned. When the party was over, we hugged and parted ways, but the hug was long and she told me that she loves me. I told her I love her too. When I got home, I texted her, "I want to make out with you." She kindly said, "You're drunk." And I should have taken the hint to stop. But instead, I texted her again and said something pretty steamy over the line, about how much I've lusted about her for 20 years. She told me I was being inappropriate. I agreed and apologized. We said goodnight. In the morning, I woke up and immediately texted her again to apologize. I was ashamed, and I was very sorry that I put this idiotic mess on her plate. She told me I don't need to keep apologizing. Let's just move forward. I said okay and sincerely appreciated her attitude. Well, I guess she then decided to share the text messages with our parents. They are very furious with me and told me that I'm no longer welcome at family gatherings. And I'm not to have any kind of relationship at all with my stepsister. She may have shown her husband the text too. I'm not really clear about this. So, that's it. This isn't an Am I the A-hole? Oh shit, sure it is. I think it's fairly obvious that yes, I was the a-hole. I guess the question is, how the F do I move on from this in a healthy way? I'm really struggling to see how this ends in any way other than my complete disappearance. If this isn't something that sounds like something anybody would usually find on a certain hub website with a black and orange color scheme, very much this is one of those things that you probably shouldn't have started in the first place, given that this is actually real and not some fabricated thing that some dum-dum uses on the internet to try to farm karma. But yeah, if there is like a brother or a sister thing anywhere in the title of this person that you happen to know, probably best to stay the frick away from it like that. It don't matter in any way, shape, or form. We don't need to have Sweet Home Alabama going on in the background at any point in time in this, okay? Am I the a-hole? My 26M dog, 2F, has fleas, and I suggested to my 23F a nuclear option. TLDR, going to try different things, but I am the a-hole for even suggesting that we do substances for our dog to give her a flea bath. Our dog is a mix of a German Shepherd, a Husky, and a Pit Bull. My dog has had fleas for about a month. We've tried multiple different ways to get rid of them, and there's still more options that we are going to try or retry. However, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning cooking came up with this semi-ethical plan to get rid of the fleas. A little bit of a backstory: a couple of weeks ago, we made edibles for the first time, and we threw the carbonated that in the trash, and we went out to vote. Our dog, while we were out voting, got into the trash and ate it. She also ate a pie that we had made on the stove, so naturally we yelled at her and sent her to crate. At the time, we did not know that she was high. The yelling made her really scared. She was very erratic for the first 6 hours, but then she settled into a deep sleep for 2 days, and you could do anything to her for those days. Our dog hates baths, and it's pretty much a wrestling match every time you want to give her a bath, and this may be a reason why her flea treatments have been ineffective. My plan was to give her an edible, wait for her to go to that deep sleep, and then cover her with flea medicine and Dawn dish soap, especially along her neck. Then lie her down in the warm water bath with her head laying out for 10 to 15 minutes. The fleas would either drown or get stuck in the shampoo. Then I would just wash it off of her. I understand doing that to someone without their consent is wrong, especially since she would be high for 3 days. However, we are doing her for medical procedures, and unfortunately, we can't talk to her because she is a dog. In scenarios like this, you have to use your best judgment. I think that the ends would justify the means. My wife views it as purely a-hole and lacks merit, and believes that We should just keep trying traditional methods until they are gone. She also believes that I am an a-hole for even suggesting it. I agree that we should stick to traditional methods and upgrade the products that we are using. Maybe we just need to keep deep cleaning the house, spraying the yard, and giving her baths. However, we still haven't seen a sizable reduction in fleas. Either the products are ineffective, or we are. Oh, most definitely a second one, that is for shit sure. What do you want to bet this person is either improperly using the topical stuff, or doesn't know the existence of flea collars can actually help? If your dog doesn't really want to stay still, there are people that can help with that. They're called dog groomers. I know it might be a little bit of pricier option than you doing it at home, but you know what? There are no substances that cause anybody to become inebriated involved, so that does add a positive side to things. Also, really, for you thinking that's a good thing to do for your dog just because your dog got into the trash one day, that's a horrible idea. Am I the a-hole for being mean to my wife, for buying me a trip to Cancun Resort for my 40th birthday? My wife and I have been together for 20 years, married for 15 of those years. That being said, my wife has been well aware that I do not like traveling. I don't mind road trips a state or two away, but that's it. I hate flying, and I really don't like surprises. These are facts that I've made known for decades at this point. My wife, however, in the past 5 or 6 years, has really started itching to travel because her friends are traveling. Back in August, she kept insisting that our family get passports. During this whole process, I repeatedly say that I don't think it's necessary because I hate traveling. But I relent when she says that we may take the kids out of the country at some point in the future. In September, she told me to take November 21st and 22nd off of work. Of course, when I ask why, she refuses to tell me. After some pressing, she says that she is surprising me with a trip to a resort in Cancun for my 40th birthday. At this point, I'm floored, not in a good way. I ask her why she did this, reiterate that I hate flying, say I want a simple dinner and a favorite restaurant and a video game for my birthday, etc. She starts getting watery eyes and says that she sold a bunch of her work's stocks to fund the trip. And I relent and say that we can go to Cancun. In October, our dog gets cancer. Treatment is freaking expensive. So, I tell my wife to return the trip tickets. She says that she can't because it's too late to get the money back. When I asked how much she had paid, it's damn near $2,000. This gets me upset all over again because at this point, we're looking terrible financially. We are paying vet bills, our downstairs AC unit broke and had to be completely replaced for $7,000 back in August, and she's splurging on a Cancun trip. I get pissed and tell her that if she had $2,000 to blow on a trip, she could have asked me what I actually wanted, got me a PS5, some dinner at my favorite spot, and put the rest towards our mounting debt. Again, she starts with the shaky voice and watery eyes, so I suck it up and sell off a huge portion of my retro game collection to keep us afloat. In November, it really starts to hit me that this trip isn't even for me. She likes to travel. She likes to fly. She wants to go to Cancun, and my birthday is the perfect excuse to go. So I've been building up resentment about being broke in December fast approaching. We have 2 kids, one of which is born right before Christmas, so our funds are going to be tight from needing to buy presents. The whole thing comes off as her being financially irresponsible and using my birthday as an excuse to do some traveling to make her happy. This past week, I've been kind of a dong to her because I'm starting to build resentment here and haven't spoken to her in a week. I also randomly went out with friends and rubbed it in her face that they actually take me places that I want to go. I'm also seriously considering buying her a PS5 and taking her to my favorite dinner spot for her birthday in April out. But with that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Maybe also check out an end card slot, maybe 2, you might find something you like there. But with that, I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!